A lot of questions from Mike Gibbons, who joins us now. Conservative businessman, Cleveland, bred and born, Rob Portman's seat. He's going after it. Mike, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. I was just talking about Joe Biden being in Lorraine, and the one question I would ask him is, what have you done to make you think you deserve another term? What's one question you would ask him, Mike?
Frankly, I would also go one step further. What has he done that he should even continue to be our president in this term?
Very good.
I don't think he's done anything correctly since he's gotten in office. It's almost astounding that you can make that many mistakes in such a short period of time.
Mike,
he doesn't know what he's doing. Yeah,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead and finish.
No, I'm just going to say I don't think he knows what he's doing. I almost feel sorry for him.
I'm going to ask you the question I always ask anybody who's jumping into politics, because you want to be a U.S. senator. Why? I mean, with all of the crap that comes with it, all the headaches, everything. Why, Mike?
Well, a lot of my friends think I've lost my mind. They've gotten on board, though, because I never anticipated doing this. If he told me I was going to do it 5 years ago, I told you we're crazy. But it all started with my son. I've got a son that graduated from Georgia Tech with honors in aerospace engineering, and he joined the U.S. Navy, and he's now a Navy pilot. And frankly, it shamed me. It shamed me in the sense that I started with nothing in this country, and I've been very blessed. And there's only one reason, because I live in this great country. My son's now going to be risking his life daily for this country, and I've done nothing. And, it was a lengthy story that we don't have time to get into, but ultimately I decided to run because I care about what the country my kids and my grandkids are going to live in, and I don't like the way it's going. And nobody seems to be loudly objecting to it enough.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you, I mean, I could sit here and go over, what's your stance on this? What's your stance on that? Quite frankly,
sure.
It's boring, okay? So the question I'm going to ask you is, what makes you different? I mean, a lot of people run because they feel like they want to do something for the country, but what's Mike Gibbons going to bring to the table that's different and that will allow you to make a difference?
Well, we don't have enough leadership in the U.S. Senate. We've got 100 people that all think they're masters of the universe. And I'm conservative at my core. And if you don't believe me, just appreciate the fact that Rand Paul endorsed me, and that should quell any questions. Mm-hmm. But I have spent my life in the investment banking business. I have convinced CEOs all over the world that my ideas were the right ideas, and they entrusted me to do the most important transactions those companies would ever do, and gave me charge of them. I think a lot of those people are certainly the equivalent of a lot of people in the Senate. We don't have people in the Senate that can be thought leaders. And I notice it every day. Everybody's going in a different direction. Generally they're conservative. Some of them aren't. But first we need to get the Republicans moving in the right direction. And then I think we can convince the Democrats that what they're doing is completely idiotic. So, I think the difference is I've spent my life persuading people I know what I'm doing, and that I can handle their very important matters. I think it's great practice. Also, I've studied economics. If you look at the number one question on the mind of voters right now, it's the economy. I've studied it in undergrad, graduate school. I taught it at the graduate school level. I've spent my entire life in the capital markets, both domestic and international. We need somebody in the U.S. Senate that understands this stuff, and we don't have enough of them. And I think it's my time to serve this country, and I have no interest in a new career. I have no interest in becoming a lobbyist. I'm not going there to get rich. In fact, it's costing me a lot of money to go there. Mm-hmm. I just care about what my kids are going to live in, what country my kids are going to live in. And I wanted to be the same one I had the opportunity to do what I've done in.
All right, talking to Mike Gibbons right now, born in Cleveland, grew up in Parma, going after Rob Portman's seat. And recent polls show you're also the front runner as of right now, though, Mike. Hey, I've been working with Carmen long enough. When I see his bottom lip starting to quiver, he wants to ask something. So, Carmen,
Mike, we all know that.
Don't bring up St. Ed's, Carmen.
Oh, I won't. I won't. You're a fine, Jesuit-educated man, and you're near and dear to my heart. But Mike, we know how much the swamp feared Donald Trump, and quite frankly, there's some fears from the swamp regarding you down there. One thing that Donald was, you are two gentlemen that signed the fronts of paychecks. You're not career politicians. What type of blowback have you got from D.C.?
Actually, D.C. is still kind of mystified how I ended up leading this race, and they really haven't. I haven't felt any blowback. Actually, most of the people just say, "Hey, I've never met this guy. Who the heck is he? And I'd like to meet him." That's a nice thing so far. I'm an ideological conservative. And I'm an ideological conservative because I know conservatism works. That might be dangerous to some people because they like to do things that put themselves personally in a better position. I promise I will not do that. And now I will tell you, I get harassed by social media constantly.
Yes.
And I don't look at it, but every once I have my brother, Carmen, he'll call me and he said, in fact, last week he called me and he said, somebody offered me a lifetime supply of donuts if I would move to Canada.
Jimmy Hortons, eh? Yeah.
Well, they
love social
think
media.
I'm overweight. And I probably am a little bit, but I'm getting in shape. And but I'm getting the usual. No matter what you say, if it isn't according to the Democrat narrative, you're a fascist or a racist or
it's an ist
some
or a phobe.
awful thing.
An ist or a phobe is attached to you.
Yes, yeah, all of them.
Yeah.
I've got them all. I'm phobe everything.
Well, you know what that means to me, Mike? It means that you've got common sense, you've got morals, and you want to do the right thing, because that's what happens when you want to do the right thing, you get labeled, and we see it over and over and over again. Mike, thanks for being on the show today, and best of luck. We'll do this again soon, okay?
Thank you very much. Thanks for your time. Bye.
All right, that is Mike Gibbons, conservative businessman, going after Rob Portman's seat, and as I mentioned, he is leading in the recent polls, and he just sounds like a down-to-earth kind of guy who just wants to get out there and do the right thing.